So here we have the Triumph Trophy. This is the SE version, although not a great deal of difference between that and the standard version, apart from electronic suspension on the SE and a radio. Those are the main differences. So we're going to do a little quick demo ride to Hooley and back from St Leonard's on the demo Triumph Trophy 1200cc triple, and do an assessment and see what we think it's like for use to replace the Serv Sussex fleet bike, or shall we say fleet bikes. I'm looking at the moment to get sponsorship and monies in for replacement of the existing Honda Pan-Europeans, and this will be an option. So this is just the first assessment, future assessments to come, and see how we go. Right, okay, obviously with a blood box there'll be a on the back there and a plate, so kung fu through, that's fine, easy to lift up. There's quite a slope to pull up, much lighter than the Pan. I'll try not to assess too much against the Pan, but assess it as it is. So loads of information on the screen there. So ABS lights should go off once we get to a few miles an hour. So okay, let's take her for a little ride. Well, we've done 50 yards. Front feels light. The seat feels very soft. I can sort of sit up and down on that. The wind is quite turbulent with the screen set as it is. So we'll just raise the screen. That's quite actually good. So I can actually see through the dip in the screen, but not get any wind turbulence. So having a reverse dip in the screen is quite a good effect. So that's quite nice. Visor up and screen up, so no wind blowing only. We're just doing 30 mile an hour, so that's okay. The screen has a memory function, so when I turn the when I turn the bike off, the screen will automatically go down to the lowest position. This makes it that it doesn't catch the wind when it's parked up as an extra sail to blow over, etc. So so when it's turned off, the screen reserves down, but when I turn it back on again, it will revert to this position that I found. So I don't need to think, oh bloody hell, up a bit, down a bit, you know, with the screen. It will automatically reset to the position. Not quite sure how many miles this bike's done. Here we go, 1,500 miles on this demo, so still quite new. Gearbox is a little bit clunky. That's pretty much standard on most bikes nowadays when they're new. Obviously with a Honda you get an almighty clunk down in the first gear. The other gear's not too bad. Right, also on here we have self-cancelling indicators. So I'm indicating at the moment to turn right. We just nipped through there just about. So once having made the right turn, they should cancel when they have cancelled. So it works on time, speed and all the other bits and pieces. So it's a gadget, but you can turn them on and off. Well, you can turn them off in the normal manner. They obviously turn on in the normal manner. What else have we got? We've got loads of trips. We've got let's have a look at the screen. So we've got the time in the LCD screen, gear indicator, followed by the air temperature outside. So it's a murky, fairly humid 16 degrees. Obviously a bit of the mist, but keeping it cool, but keeping it humid. We've got speedo, we've got trip 1 now. On here also we've got tyre pressure info, which is not being on the display at the moment, and lots of other bits and pieces, so we'll have a little play with that at the moment. Just to say, this is very light. I'm not having any problem with any weight whatsoever. The seating position is, the bars are quite close to you. I've just come off a Triumph Tiger XC, so the bars are sort of a bit wider than this and a bit more forward, so it's just getting used to a little bit more, I wouldn't say compact, it's plenty room enough, just a little bit closer. It's quite relaxing. The seat to foot peg seems, you know, it's not a long way. Knees aren't overly bent, but anyone with a slightly shorter leg will find it comfortable. Feet down to the ground, yeah, just touching the ground, yeah, that's not a problem either. So we'll do a little bit more on that later. So what do we got? On the controls here, we've got lights, info screen, information button, indicators, the screen up and down, heated grips, 2 settings on the heated grip screen, and then we've got all the radio controls. Also cruise control on the other side. Yeah, and a few other more bits and pieces that not really interested in at the moment. I just realised, you know, with the radio we've still got the aerial there. Not quite sure why we've actually got an old-fashioned aerial as such, where a lot of sort of cars now can just have a discreet little pod for the aerial, but on the other hand, just looking at the cars out and about, they've all got aerials on, including the police car at the front, which has got a few more aerials on front. So we're just about to head out of Hastings now, onto the A21 proper. This sort of demo ride would be just to take into account the typical ride from Hastings Conquest up to Hooley, back to Hastings Conquest. The only thing we'll change is that it will be Gedges instead of the Conquest. So and it'll be this will be a day trip, whereas normally it'll be a night trip. But after this assessment, I will do another assessment on a night trip. So here we're coming into a little bit of fog now. The screen's taking a little bit of misting, which, like all screens, could be a little bit of a problem. Can't exactly wipe that like you can wipe your visor. So we'll monitor the fog on the screen, but obviously the screen could just be moved down and we're back to normal. So a bit of A21, and here we go for now. I'll update a bit later. Thank you. Okay, here we are up the Tunbridge bypass, cruising at, what I'd say, we're just using our 10%, so 70 mile an hour, screen on full, no wind blast, a sort of gentle little tap in the back, bit of cool air, quite effortless. The Triumph luggage system is fully floating, which means that it's being tested at full speed, and it floats, whereas other Honda and BMW fixed luggage systems have a little thing in there that you can't really go over 80 miles an hour. That's because they're aerodynamically fixed to the bike, and they don't recommend the speed because of problems. But with the Triumph floating system, it does mean that they aerodynamically you can ride to the speed of the motorcycle and not be restricted in any health and safety clauses. So coming up to the roundabout, you feel the ripples a little bit on those bits and pieces, so I'm not sure where this one wants to go in front. But the last couple of little roundabouts, It's flicked over quite nice, easily and round. Very easy to handle. Are you going to pull over or not? No, where are you going? There we go. Anyway, so quite easy to handle. Flickable turning. Obviously, it's Saturday morning at the moment, so we have traffic, which is not something we would normally pick up on a blood run. Anyway, so we're going to get a bit of traffic as well as everything else. So, but otherwise, all good. We'll shortly be coming up to the M25. The fuel light has come on with a sort of good 55 to 60 miles to go before empty. So yeah, fair bit of warning. I think it just comes on at 2 bars. Good fuel consumption as well. I think this is where it might improve on the pan. We're well over 50 miles per gallon average. Been monitoring that on the way. So the pan's got a big petrol tank, but it's also a bit thirsty. So whereas this one I think is a bit more economical, obviously being newer and all the emissions and all the other bits and pieces, they should be giving good fuel consumption figures anyway. So yeah, sort of sit here cruising all the time, yeah, just on that 10% above the 70 for the speedo error. Yeah, quite comfortable. Just check that screen again. Like I say, just lowering it down at the moment, and no visible difference in wind volume until you get a bit further down. So that's good. You can either look over the screen, look over, just sort of eye over the screen, or look through the screen. So all good. So we'll see what the traffic is like on the M25, and let's see if we can actually get over 50 miles an hour on the M25. Cheers. So here we are on the M25, just up to the services, trying to find a little bit of rough bit in the middle just to see how the bike tracks along there. In fact, well, it's just going in a straight line, it's not picking up any of these little bits from the roadworks in the road. Anyway, we got the speed control on, so speed control, cruise control, set at 71 miles an hour, so just about managing to do it a little bit earlier. The traffic was a bit too busy to have any cruise control on, so that's going. So this is the westbound on the clockwise direction on the M25. I think we've just gone we're between junctions 5 and 6, I think. So I think the 22 is the next turn off, and then we'll turn off at the 23 to go up to Hooley. Yeah, this is quite an effortless bike to ride. Quite easy to go over 70 miles an hour. So just need to show a little bit of restraint. With all big cruising bikes, you know, they're built to cruise at 100 miles an hour, so they're very easy getting up to that. So we just turn the cruise control off now. We don't want to pull out in the outside lane at just at the moment. So yeah, a little bit of restraint to be shown on here, but N25 on a Saturday morning, I think you are lucky to get over 70, so that's all okay. Hello, hello. Very nice people to see you in the morning. I'll put you on YouTube later. Yeah. So anyway, this is all good. So yeah, next stop Hooley. We'll put some petrol in. We'll monitor that. So at the moment we're showing 40 miles to empty. We'll check that when we get there, top up and put some put a couple of gallons in and see how it goes from there. Righto. Well, here we are coming up to Hooley in the daytime, so I'm going to show you it does look different at night. So we've come off the M25 onto the 23 northbound. Lots of activity with roadworks at the moment, as are most of the Blood Run routes, but yes, we'll turn off there, and this is our normal handover point to meet up with Serv Surrey. They normally do the run to the National Blood Bank at Tooting, and this is a handover point. Also Serv Kent, are you going to let me out? No, I didn't think you would. Thank you. And Serv Kent also collect at this point, so sometimes we can have a little bit of a meet up here, but today it's just a demo ride, and we'll top up with fuel and see how it goes.
Top of the charts, that was, in 1998. I was chosen by Susan Newman and Annie today's I Can't Believe It's Not There. And actually, during that time, I got sent such a sweet picture by my friend Carl and time at Manchester, because their dog's just been to see Dr. Rob Jones. And he's now, put it as Scrappy, he's got one of those lampshades on his head now, and he's just had a snip, ladies and gentlemen. But he'll be happier. They should do it to everyone, really. You know, honestly, your life would be simpler. Wouldn't it? It would. Your life would be simpler if they did that. So I think Scrappy is a new, pumped up kid like that. Right now, he's got a lampshade and looks a bit depressed, but I'm sure he'll be cheery afterwards.
Copeland's for the Common Man, played by the EOS Orchestra, conducted by Jonathan Sheffer. Right, we'll be popping out to the garden very shortly, talking of the Common Man, the gardening man, on Classic FM, after we've been in to see the gone.
So, nearly back to Gedges now, so overall impressions of the Triumph Trophy. Yeah, it's as a workhorse, cruiser, bit of fun. Yeah, it does it all. Drawbacks, two slight things for me. Just need to be a little bit careful filling up the petrol, but that you'll soon get used to. And that's a minor. The seat is a little bit uncomfy now, but then I've been sort of riding for 2.5 hours. They've been boring roads, so you know, it's part and parcel. I don't think it's any more uncomfortable than any other bike. In fact, it's much more comfortable than a lot I can mention. But obviously, having fun on the twisty roads, you can ride through any comfort on the seat problems. But no more than anything else. It's just one of those things of riding. I'm sure a break and a stop and a walk would have helped things, but we haven't done that, so to be expected. But otherwise, yes, surprisingly light and nimble, and easy to handle. It's obviously a big bike, but it does well. Fuel consumption, very, very good. I mean, I'm showing 56.5 miles per gallon, and I've been in a fair bit of traffic today. So I think on a good run, you're looking at 60 miles per gallon, which is a huge plus for a bike this sort of size. Nippy, yeah, it's okay. It's not a sports bike. I don't think it's quite as fast as the Explorer, but that's all good. It does its job. It's easy to go beyond the speed limit, so can't comment any more about that. So yeah, mirrors are good. As I say, panniers are good. They come off very easily. Seats good. Seating position, handlebars. you know, I feel fresh. I mean, you know, it's 2.5 hours. Yeah, it's not a problem. You know, just one short break for petrol. That's it. A bit of traffic. So yeah, all good. Can't complain. The tyre pressure monitors have been going. The gear indicator, the miles to empty. All these little things do help when you're out on a run. You know, I mean, you should be topped up, ready to go, but you know, you just want to make sure that you can get to the next garage, get filled up, tyre pressures are working okay. Times, clocks and dials are very visible. You know, you might have a few toys there to play with that are not really relevant on a couple of hours out at night on a blood run, but yeah, I can see this performing very well.